I'm ready whenever you are.
Okay, Nina, thank you very much for participating in this interview. And my first question is, where are you from?
I'm from America. Originally, I was born in Cleveland, Ohio. But I like to say I'm from DC because I spent most of my life there.
If you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
24. I am baby. I know. No, I get mistaken for 35. There's actually this one time I was at a shopping center and I put on the sweater. One, it was warm. It was hella warm. Unfortunately, the shopping lady, the sales lady was like, oh dear, you don't look a day over 35. I was 21 at the time and I was scarred for life. So to answer that question, I'm 24.
Okay. What brought you here to China?
Money, first and foremost. So, long story short, I lost my job. Just family and just a bunch of shit came together all at once. And I was like, oh, I just need money. I had bills to pay. So I thought about going to Korea. That was my first thing because I'd been to China and I kinda didn't like China the first time I went when I was 11. Horror stories. But then I was like, let's try China. And that's primarily why I'm in China, to make money to pay my bills and student loans.
Okay. So what were you doing before China?
I was working for a nonprofit called United for Iran, reviewing applications or writing proposals to get grant money, and a couple things went wrong on my end because I was dealing with family issues on top of that. And yeah, that's where I was working before for a nonprofit.
So you said something happened there, but did you like your job?
Did I like my job? I want to say I didn't like my job, mainly because it was just my boss, and she's a wonderful woman, amazing, and she loved me as a person. I interviewed very, very well, and I desperately want to say I love the job. It was a fantastic career opportunity. But honestly, it wasn't a good fit because of her leadership style, because of what I was dealing with at the time, and because I just honestly didn't know what to do with me. And the things I brought to the table. So it was mutually a difficult situation all around. And I was going to move to Berkeley because they're in California. So I was teleworking most of the time, which was also another thing. So it just didn't work out.
So do you like being here in China? No.
That's a difficult question.
Try.
I work 7 days a week. I have no life. I make a lot of money. And when I do have a life, I do things that I want to do. So in that way, I love it here because I don't pay for anything really during the week. And the weekends, I work or I can hang out with my friends and do whatever the hell I want. So yes, I like it here.
Oh, you said you don't have any private life. Would you want to have private life?
I have one to a degree. I see friends, I hang out with them, but as far as weekly basis type of thing, no, I have to schedule my life far in advance. Everything is, okay, I'm free at this time on this day, what's your plan look like? Well, I don't know, I was thinking about, no. You need to tell me now because I gotta set this up. So, some days I really want to have more of a private life and I want to, be more social and be more outgoing, and then I have those days. And usually it's comes in bursts. So I have 5 nights of just going out and seeing people, and then 2 months of not doing anything, thank God. Because here there are really few things to do. It's get wasted. That's happened 5 times here. And it's honestly exhausting the next day. Just exhausting the next day. Going to a club, I'm not into that. Or just going out to eat. And usually if you go out to eat with a foreigner, you guys have both been eating Chinese food for days on end. You don't want to eat Chinese food, so you go out to Coco Park or Chateau or maybe Chamonix or TC, and fucking shit. You walk away from that meal paying 300, 500 yuan. Damn it, I just worked for this money. It's gone now. So yes, I want more of a private life, but I also don't. It's a mixed bag.
What that you don't like about China?
Ooh, let me get out my list. I hate the stairs, and it happens so goddamn often. And you would think I'd be used to it by now. I'm not. The stairs super duper bother me. Touching my hair, kids pointing. Ooh, little kids pointing. Now I've actually started saying something. Before I was just like headphones, sunglasses. My sunglasses got broken. I'm so upset about that. So now I'm like, if you point at me, child, you're gonna get hit. And I really am not violent, but oh God, something about smacking a child's hand that just feels so right. It's just terrible to say. Oh God, so the stairs, the pointing, those are my big pet peeves. Yeah, those are pretty much like those two things. Oh, and the contract bullshit. I'm so sick of that bullshit. Like, I was amazed at the kind of petty, just bullshit that is in a contract. I really was. Those three things. Points, stairs, and just touching in general. And then contract.
Okay. Not bad, actually.
Oh, no. I have an entire list of America stuff, but that has more to do with like the personal thing. And I think it's because I've also lived abroad multiple times. So China, as far as like the other places I've lived, is, I don't know, like not even that big of a deal.
Okay, why China? Why not Korea? Why not Japan? Why Asia?
One, money. Japan is a higher cost of living. It's just a fact. It's harder to get in Japan. You usually have to go through like a specialized program and have more qualifications. Korea, you are like a slave to them. And they also have sort of body requirements, sort of skin requirements. They put you in the middle of nowhere a lot of times. So like I didn't meet whatever their body requirement was. And then I was also black. And they were like, because of those two things, you will get paid like $500 left. I don't know what the fuck. So those two were out. In Europe, higher cost of living. There we go. Middle East would love to, but of course you have to have a little bit more experience. And yeah, so it just sort of felt that China was the best of the situation. I mean, the best at the time. Plus I was like desperately seeking a job. I'd been out of work for about 2 months at that time, and I've been kind of like mooching off my mom, and I hate mooching off people. I really, really fucking hate it. So I was just like, I have to go. And I signed the contract, and I was out here very soon. It took no time.
Okay. What do you miss here?
From America, you mean? Let me see. Pretty good.
I mean, is there anything that you miss or not?
Before I went back to the States for the New Year's, I would say that I super duper miss two things. Cheetos. That's all about food. Cheetos and Reese's. I guess I miss my family to a degree. I say to a degree because, like, again, I live abroad so often that I talk to them on Skype, and I talk to them on, not even Skype, what am I saying? I talk to them on WhatsApp, I talk to them on FaceTime, so it's not that big with you. So honestly, I miss nothing.
So you don't miss things like you can go to a store and talk to a person.
I can do that here.
Do you speak Chinese?
No, I got a translator.
So each time you go to a place, you need to grab a translator?
I mean, if I can't be like that, or like motion of my hands. I mean, I had to do that in Egypt when I was learning Arabic. I had to do it in Tajikistan when I was using my Persian. I had to do that in Brussels when I went to, oh my god, Brussels is the capital of fucking Belgium. There we go. So, I mean, as far as me being like, I want
But
this.
Belgium, I mean, they speak some English.
You would be surprised.
I'm sure not like in Sweden or, I don't know.
It was French and Flemish. It was hard going.
Well, at least there are Latin letters that you understand. English letters in America.
There were English letters in another language.
But here, yeah, but at least you could type them in your translator and see translation, you cannot type a Chinese character.
Oh yeah, I can. I have
you can?
Yeah, if you go on your phone, there's like there's an American, like they have English letters that correspond to Chinese ones. So you just type it in how it's phonetically done. And
yeah, but when you see on the store Chinese characters, how would you know which?
Well, also I just take a picture of it, or I just hold my phone up to it.
So that's not a problem. So.
No, not at all.
Okay. I'm just. Okay.
I mean, it's a legitimate question, and I've just found ways to not even find it a big deal.
We all find ways and everything.
Yeah, it doesn't bother me at all.
Okay, so when you got back to America for New Year's, you didn't feel like, oh my god, no.
No. I will say, I was at the airport, and I was like, and I kept staring. I was like, there are black people here. There are so many black people. Like, I just forgot that America is diverse.
Yeah.
I miss black people. If I'm gonna be honest, that's the one thing I miss in America.
Okay.
I miss just seeing like somebody who's not Chinese all the time. I miss seeing just like every shade under the sun and every color and just, you know, that. But there's no camaraderie in America, I will say that. I don't feel like I see someone and I'm like, yeah. Like I had not, no. And I do find that to be more here, like, because it's such a small community of black people. Like if I see him, you know, brother, sister, I'm like.
And you're talking about black people like from America or from Africa?
I'm talking about black people in general.
Okay.
Just
because
it never used to bother me because my mom's white, my dad's black, and it was never like a thing. Like I wasn't like, you know, down for the power or any of that bullshit. I realized I was black. Who doesn't? But it never like was a super big deal until I got to China. And again, it's the pointing, it's the staring, it's the whispers, it's the covering of your nose when I'm near as if I have some kind of thin disease smell. And I'm like, bitch, I'm sure you went to the bathroom, didn't even use toilet paper or wipe your fucking hands. Don't do that shit.
Unbelievable.
So like all of that type of bullshit that I get here, it's really irritating.
Oh yeah, people are so ignorant.
Very ignorant. Very ignorant.
Okay,
yeah.
What do you think of Trump?
That's a good question. Since your audience is Russian, I'm going to give it the
Russian speaking, it means all over the world. It could be
True.
Ukrainian, it could be all.
True.
So just...
No, I'm understanding that, but I will also say it's also... There's certain, you know, things in America I hear about Russians, or just Russian speakers in general, too. But... personally, the man is an idiot. Let's be honest. I don't have a problem
Russians
with...
would love that to hear. They would love to hear that.
I mean, he is. It's not... It is a fact. It is a straight fact. And I'm like, how the world views us now, which is our main thing. We make our revenue and our money, and our brand is in trouble, which means our money is in trouble, which means our country is in trouble. So, as far as affecting change, or even doing something damage, he's already done it. From the start, he's done it.
Okay.
So, I mean, yeah.
Okay, what do you think of Putin?
Oh, that's a fun conversation. I think he's been in control of their civic narrative. And when you allow someone to have that kind of control and that kind of power for that long of a period of time, you get dictators. You get fascists. You get people that are in their own self-interest and not those for the people. So we've seen this countless times around the world. And I'm sure that when Putin was first elected, and I don't know this, I haven't super looked into when he was first elected, or however the Russian system goes. I'm sure he promised a bunch of things. A lot of our politicians do the same bullshit and it never happens. But time changes people and power corrupts. That is just a fact. And he has so much power. It's hard not to believe he's corrupt in a way.
You know, he got elected just yesterday for the next 6 years.
Of course he did.
Of course, it's understandable. What would you say to him if he would had to send him a telegram about it, what would you put in the telegram?
Congratulations! I'm not trying to get killed. He kills his enemies. Are you shitting me right now?
No, it's a...
No, he kills his enemies. Oh,
so
absolutely.
So you would say congratulations, right?
Oh no, yeah, for sure. Me? By myself? I mean, maybe if I had 10 guards around.
What if you knew that nothing would happen to you whatsoever, or your family whatsoever? What would you say to him?
I probably, again, it goes down to, I'm one person, and I am a foreigner, and I'm an American, and I'm a black woman. It doesn't matter what I say, period.
It matters to,
trust me. Your audience, I'm sure it does.
Trust me, they want to know.
I'm
what
trying
would you say?
to think of it, and I just can't think of anything.
Okay.
Honestly, I can't think of anything that would... There is nothing I want to say to the man that would change what has happened. Probably I'd say something along the lines of, I wish you cared about your people, all of them, most especially your LGBTQA plus citizens, because they need you, and they need someone who's gonna give a shit about them.
Do you think he's facially, is he attractive?
No.
Okay.
I mean, he's old as shit. He's old as dirt. He is an old, balding white guy who rides around on a fucking horse shirtless. But no.
The reason I'm asking, there are lots of people for whatever reason they find him attractive.
I'm not one of those people. If I had to pick up any politician, Justin Trudeau. Ugh, I would have Justin Trudeau's babies. He's he's young. Let's just count that against him. He could probably handle himself well and out of the office. You're dramatic and nice, serious there. Yeah, Justin Trudeau. I would wreck Justin Trudeau.
Okay. What do you think of Russians? Just what do you think of Russian people in general?
I don't know enough about them to think anything. I had a really good friend here, Lana. She was Russian. She actually just went back to Russia because of some contract issues here. And I also had a friend in college. He was American, worked for the military, but he lived in Russia and he spoke fluent Russian. He was trying to teach me. So I've known a few Russians throughout my life, and what I find is that they're just like everyone else. We're all people at the end of the day. But I will say there is this almost blind faith that is very strange of trusting Putin. And I mean Putin. I don't mean the government. I mean just that one man. I was just having a conversation with Lana, and I was pointing out the flaws in my country, because there are many. And she just was like, no, Putin's great. I was like, there's no issue. Like, you don't find that maybe this policy wasn't the best, or maybe he could have reacted better to this. No. He's done everything he possibly can. He's done so many good things for Russia. And I'm like, okay, but like, as far as your LGBTQ community goes, he's kind of been real shit to them in general. And she's like, well, they're awful people. And I'm like, are you saying that as a person, or are you saying that as a product of your country? There's a difference. I say things as a product of America all the time, but I realize I'm saying it. But I don't think she realized that a lot of what she was thinking, a lot of what she was saying was a product of this system of news and, education. And as far as Russian people go, it's very, 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 very difficult to have an honest conversation about politics and their country because of the constant feed they've been getting throughout their life, especially if they do not travel. So I've been lucky enough to meet a couple Russians who have traveled and do understand, but almost undoubtedly they all have the same view, that is, Vladimir Putin's amazing, my country's the best, everybody else can suck a dick kind of mentality. So
what if I tell you, what would you say if I tell you, and that's not a joke, that majority of Russians think that the whole world is against Russia, the whole world, and especially United States, Europe, want to conquer Russia and get part of it or part of whatever they have, like gas, oil, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
And the whole world hates Russia, and the whole world, the way it behaves, it's really very, injustice in terms of Russia. What would you say?
I've heard Russians tell me that point exactly, actually. Honestly, like, countries really don't give a shit about any other countries. I've lived in Tajikistan. Didn't give a shit about anybody. I've lived in Egypt. Didn't give a shit about anybody. Countries really just focus on themselves and their citizens. The only reason they even care about anybody else outside of that sphere is when it directly affects them. That's all. Americans care about China because China has a lot of our debt. The only reason we care about them. Americans, day-to-day life, they don't give a shit about Russians. And I'm not saying that to be mean or anything. I'm just saying this whole the world's against us mentality, nobody cares about you. And they don't care about your day-to-day life. They care about what they're going to make for dinner.
Okay.
They care about who's going to be elected the next term. And that's just countries in general. That being said, Russia is very isolationist because of the region, because of the person in power, and because of history. It just is. And it's been very, very difficult for other countries, like, let's take Germany for instance, right? Germany was on the Axis power during World War II. And Germany wasn't great. wasn't fantastic. I wouldn't vacation in Germany. But look at Germany now. We got Angela Merkel. Like, we got VWs. Like, a lot of people are driving those fucking Volkswagens. So, like, nobody gives a shit about Germany anymore. Like, I just had somebody, a close friend, move to Germany, and I was like, you really want to do that? She's like, nah, I'll be fine. Like, Russia could be that country that nobody gives a shit about, and you only hear really good things about. And it has an amazing, person in power, and people are like, yeah, let's go to St. Petersburg for Christmas. Like, hell yeah. Or, I just flew to Moscow for the weekend. Yeah, you did, girl. We could be that country. But Russia has this mentality of everybody's against me for reasons I don't understand, because nobody cares about you. And they just limit themselves. And I don't know that it's Russia in general, or I'm sorry, the Russian people in general. I think it is propaganda from the state. I think it is propaganda from their president. Who's the president? Dictator. President. And, the whole religious aspect of it, because Russia is primarily Orthodox, right? Yeah. So, all of that combined, especially where Russia is situated, it just makes for a very limited global perspective. So, that's the issue I find.
First of all, Russia, they don't produce anything except just oil and gas. Mm-hmm. Yet they have utilized and use all Western technologies and everything, like cellular phones, and iPhones, and cars, all technologies, and medical stuff, everything. Mm-hmm. However, most of Russians, they hate Americans in America. Mm-hmm. To a point that they would love to destroy the whole country. Mm-hmm. They hate America. As of this time, as of this moment, they just hate the whole West and Americans mostly. What would you say if you have an opportunity to these kind of people? And I would tell you it's really majority of Russians.
No, yeah, my friend. I would really ask, like, why? But, like, why, though? What has America directly done to inhibit your daily fucking life? Like, do you wake up just being like, man, America stabbed me in the balls today. Fuck them. No, probably not. America is just, honestly, so similar to Russia because we have so many goddamn Russians. We have so many of everything. Like, I don't really understand this whole people from a nation hating each other bullshit. Like, I meet so many Americans on the flip side who straight hate Arabs. And I'm like, okay, maybe 9/11, maybe I understand that. But all Arabs? Like, you know that you vacationing in Dubai is still an Arab country, right? Like, that's still Middle East? Oh, it's different. But motherfucker, it's not different. So I think it's sort of like that, where you just, everybody needs an other. And I hate to say that, but we as Americans, we as just humans, need an other to just fucking hate. And I wish that other was some purple-ass alien on, Mars or some shit like that, who I didn't have to deal with. Even then, I probably have feelings about it. But the other is other people, other humans. Which has always not made any sense to me, because at the end of the day, like, we're all born from a vagina, we all die and become bones. So, like, how am I super duper different from you? So that's what I would say to a Russian. I would have a legit conversation, just be like, look, why though? Why do you hate me so much? Or why do you hate America so much? Like, okay, we got Netflix. I'm sure you're mad about that. Netflix is great, but like, you need to get over that. Yeah, I mean, I joke a lot because honestly, it's easier to make jokes about the absurd shit people get so angry about. Because I'm looking at a lot of people, even Chinese people, who are like, I don't like you because you're darker. But you know what? I don't like you because you have a cowlick. Motherfuckers with cowlicks are not okay. It's the same absurdity. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make sense that Russians hate Americans. We don't hate you. We shit out you, as I say multiple times. We don't care. We're too self-centered. We're capitalist.
Okay. Fine. I'm gonna ask you a question. It's related to history. Most Russians think that Americans not good with history, geography, and other things like that. For example, World War II. Do you know when it started? What year?
Oh God, 1914?
World War II.
Oof, see, World War II. 1934. No. World War I was 1914 to 19, I believe, 16. World War II. I'm terrible with dates.
Okay, that's fine. When it finished?
Again, you just said terrible with dates.
Fine.
I've been talking about the Axis powers.
Who won World War II?
I hate that word, win and lose.
Well, how should I say that? Who came out of it as
the Allies?
The Allies, right?
Yeah.
Which is
America. You got Britain. You got Italy was Axis. Man, Italy. But now I go to Italy all the time. Russia was Axis. Germany was Axis. I believe Ireland was an ally. I don't know how many people that actually had sex.
So wait a second. So Russia was Axis.
Russia was an Axis power, as far as I learned it in school. And again, I will say that I have a very American lens.
Okay, that's what.
But that's what this whole thing. Yeah, no, I realize, and there are a couple things that I'll say that I'll just be regurgitating from my society. That being said, I try and keep a broad mind, and I do try and figure out geography and where things are, given that I travel all the fucking time, and history, because I don't want to repeat it. But dates and all that other stuff, I don't focus a lot on. What I focus on is the overarching themes of war. And those themes are being repeated. They're constantly being repeated. But I completely just forgot the question you asked about Americans not knowing a lot of history and geography. Was that what it was?
No, I asked who won the war.
Oh, who won the war? As Allies, yeah.
Okay, so and Allies, America, the United Kingdom.
Yeah, so on and so forth. I believe Australia was in there too, and France.
Okay. Do you believe in life after death?
No.
Mm-hmm. How would you explain, if I would ask you, what is love?
Oh God, it's a chemical reaction in the brain. It's there's actually a word for it. Oh God, it's dang it, there's a word for it. It is literally a chemical reaction in the brain that. I understand. Okay. Are you a happy person? I am the happiest person. I feel like I've been pretty upfront with that.
What's happiness to you?
Happiness is just being content I also hate the word happiness, as if happy is the end all be all. I'm not happy. Oh my God, there's this great article. I have to send it to you when we're done with this. I'm not happy. I am excited. I am curious. I am completely devoted to this thing we call life and living and experiencing it to the fullest. I feel like at 24, I'm both old and young in all my experiences. I've done a fucking shit a ton of stuff. But I also haven't even scratched the surface of relationships. I have no clue what a romantic relationship is. I've only had one night stands. It's just a cool little thing. But, so I can't tell you about love. It's just chemical reaction. For me, that's all I experienced it as.
Okay, is there anything that you're proud of?
You and that word, proud. Yeah, I think there are a lot of things I'm proud of. I'm proud of the fact that at this moment, I'm able to give to my mom, give her money, just for any and all reasons because I'm financially, able to. I'm proud of the fact that when my family needed them, I stepped up to the plate and adopted my cousin and took care of her. And when she was in a coma, I was there by her side every single fucking night. And I'm proud of the fact that I am doing China by myself, killing the game, and truly and honestly good with it. I'm not upset. I don't wake up hating the world. I'm really good with China and just what I'm doing in life. And it's hard for a lot of people to say that. So I'm proud of all of those things.
Okay. Do you plan to get married?
What a question. If you'd asked me this when I was 16, I would have been like, I'll be married me. And I'll have 3 kids. Their names, I had names. Leo, Leona, and Leon. I know, fucking awful
I'm
names.
Leo, by the way.
You remember.
I was born in August.
I was born in August too. That's why I named them right after me. So bad. But now, I'm like, I would like to be in a long-term committed relationship. But marriage is literally a piece of paper that protects you, but also gives you weird rights, like that other people do not have, and I think that's bullshit. Then also taxes. America, I mean, just taxes are easy to do if you're married. It gives you tax breaks and benefits. I'm like, no, it's fucking bullshit. So I would love to be handfasted. I think that's a bigger commitment. But I also think like people change, fam, and like marriage as we see it as Westerners and Americans and all that bullshit is like life. I'm marrying him and I'm 12, like I'm, 16. We're gonna be together for life. No, you're not. I'm not even gonna be mean to you, girl. But you're not, and like you're gonna want other people, and it's okay. Because like you don't wanna be 60 and only have one dick for the rest of your life. Like experience life. So I wanna say I'd like to be married for 5 years. Take a step back and be like, hey honey, we've been married 5 years. What do you wanna do?
Are you gonna tell up front about that to that person?
Absolutely. And I believe that it's better for both of us.
What if anyone would say, no, I'm sorry, I cannot do that? Would you change your mind about it?
Like to be married for the rest of my life to one person? No, I understand. My grandparents actually have been married for over 50 years. And they're hilarious. My mom, she got divorced. So I had 2 completely different relationships.
So your parents divorced?
Yeah, my parents divorced. But my dad's parents have been together forever. They've been together forever. My grandmother and grandfather have been together forever. And my dad and his new wife have been together for over, I almost want to say 20 years at this point. No. 15 years. So I have good relationships, or what I considered stable, relationships to go based off of, when it comes down to marriage. But honestly, for me, I would hope that the man I decide to commit whatever span of time it's going to be to would understand that we change. I mean, I know this couple, bless his fucking heart, but she was in a car accident and was on life support for 3 weeks. And a chunk of her brain missing, just, it's gone. And she doesn't really have a lot of the typical reactions we have. because of that whole situation. They'd only been married a year at that point, but he was like, I'm gonna stick it out because I married you. And I'm like, honey, appreciate it. I think what you're doing is awesome. I think what you're doing is great. Personally, I would have been like a year in, maybe 2, I started to see these changes. I don't know if I'm comfortable with it, and then I would just jet. And maybe that's just me as a person. But we all change, and we all go through some serious shit.
Okay, I understand. Are you afraid of death?
Yes and no. Depends on the day. Depends on the day.
Okay. Do you think about death?
Of course. Again, depends on the day. Like, I would stay up.
I'm not asking when specifically, but in general, it means you think. So what do you think?
Well, I used to romanticize death, as being this kind of lover taking you, back home. But death for me it's not an end-all be-all type of situation. And yes, I don't believe there's an afterlife, kind of have a reincarnation. But I believe that my conscious soaks back into the earth. So I die in a way of I become something else. And I lose all memories because I'm in this meat body and I have fucking meat memories and I have human memories. And maybe I'll be left with impressions of happiness and of great things and just emotions, because I feel emotions from trees. I don't know if it'll but like there's joy in certain areas of the world that you just feel at home in. Like a forest untouched by man feels amazing. How many animals and creatures and people have died in that forest? Probably fucking millions, Like everywhere we step, something has died. Something has died. And there are places where it just physically feels awful, like you don't want to be there, and there are other that just feel wonderful, like paradise. And that's sort of what I think about death. I hope that when I die, I'll soak back into whatever weird connected web we have in this world and be a good part of it. But I'm not going to say I fear it. I'm going to say I want more time. I always want more time. But if it happens tomorrow, god damn it, I lived awesomely.
Okay, would you want to be cremated or buried?
Natural burial. Because it's the cheapest. And also, fuck the death business. Like, what is it? Oh my god. Funeral homes make so much fucking money off your grief. No. Fuck them. Cremation is actually worse for the environment. It is cheaper, but it's way worse for the environment. And also super duper unnecessary. For centuries before this whole, funeral business where they like put weird chemicals in you and sew your eyes shut and all that just grossness, people died. I know, it's amazing. Like, people died before now. And, they're just popped in the ground as they were, because guess what? Unless you had a serious disease, your body was fine. So unless I'm carrying like Ebola or some shit like that, wrap me in a weight sheet, throw me in the ground for shit. Like, I'm dead. Just like, don't spend thousands of dollars to put you in debt for nothing. You're not gonna remember my body. You're gonna remember my memory.
Okay. Do you celebrate your birthday?
No. I don't really like celebrating in the like cupcakes and candy and all that bullshit. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm 25, great. Fantastic.
Okay, is there anything about you want to change?
Of course. Doesn't everyone have something they want to change about themselves? I want to look thinner. I want to get rid of my acne. I want to have straight hair. I have straight hair. It's awful. There's always something about yourself you want to change. Constantly.
Any quality, any...
Like, as far as my personality goes? Oh, no, I think I'm awesome.
Okay.
Like, no, I'm being silly. I honestly... No, I don't lie. I'm not a liar. Because, one, it's so much work to keep track of those lies. It's just not worth it. I'm not gonna like bullshit people because, one, people aren't worth bullshitting. Like, it's not worth the time for me to bullshit you. It's just not. So I'm very upfront. I'm very direct, and some people love it. I'm one of those people that you either love or you hate, and there's no in between for me, and there's no in between for other people. And I'm perfectly satisfied in that because I know exactly who I am, and I'm the exact person I want to be.
Okay. Good question. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have close friend here?
Yes. I have several close friends here. I make friends pretty easily.
Okay.
And I get close to people very fast. That being said, I also get hurt very easily. And when I first got here, I had these two girls, and we were like fucking peas in a pod. Like, we did everything together. We came in together. One was my roommate, and the other girl we like lived really close. And so we were 3 black girls, and I never had like a black sisterhood. I was pretty much primarily surrounded by white people in America, just because of my mom and everything. But I had this like black sisterhood, and then they just fucking betrayed me. And I don't do well with betrayal. Like, because of my personality, because I'm very upfront, because I don't lie, because I don't bullshit, when people do that shit to me, I take it so much more seriously than perhaps it needs to be. Because at the end of the day, like, who gives a shit about these people? As far as, like, them being a factor in my life. Okay, we were together for 6 months. I have another, 80 years to live. I think you're gonna be fine. But at the time, it's so much more difficult. And I just lost my brother. He died last.
Sorry about that.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
How did it happen?
He drowned.
God.
How
old was
he? He was 28. No, 26.
God,
I forget. Yeah, Bobby. Was by far the worst time of my life. By far.
Okay.
Things got heavy.
How long are you gonna stay in China?
4 years. I've been here a year, so I have 3 more years to go.
Why 4 years?
Because I'm gonna pay off my debt by 4 years.
And then?
And then I'm thinking about Dubai. My end result is I want to make enough money, probably have physical cash around $100,000 to $250,000, because I would like to move to Estonia, Tallinn to be specific, and open an American-style bed and breakfast.
Wow. Why Estonia?
One, it's the most technologically advanced, where they're trying to be the most technologically savvy country in Europe. And my mother, I'm doing this with my mother. She's a Drupal designer, and that basically means she builds websites with this specific platform. And she's a techie, and she'd be able to work really easily there. And also, I loved Estonia when I went.
I've been there many times.
Oh, it's amazing! So pretty.
It's close to St. Petersburg.
Exactly. And it's also close to Finland.
Finland, yeah.
And I was thinking about Finland, but the cost of living in Finland was like... So I was like, I'll just move to Estonia, and then I'll just take a ferry to Finland every so often. But no, I absolutely loved Estonia, and I think I felt safe, I felt comfortable, and I don't feel those things in America. And I cannot see myself, and I don't want to say ever, but there's an extremely unlikely chance that I will ever, I just said ever, go back and live in America permanently.
Interesting.
I saw my mother for a month, and I was ready to go within 2 weeks. I will say, I've spent 2 weeks in Disney. Love Disney. Disney's not America, though. Like,
it is so America.
It's the world
from America. It's like McDonald's. It's not America.
It's America. No, I'm kidding. But yeah. So, there's just I can't.
Could you, like, in bullets? Could you tell me why you don't see yourself living in America?
Sure, absolutely. 1, unsafe.
Okay, safety.
I feel unsafe.
Alright.
2, transportation. God damn.
You need to have a car.
You need to have a car. And cars are fucking expensive. And
well,
also,
if you plan to have like 250, you'll be fine.
No.
$20,000 you can buy beautiful.
No. I'm talking about like gas and insurance and maintenance and the physical fucking vehicle. I don't think about that shit if I get on the metro here. I'm doing that shit.
Okay, fine. Alright.
So,
Public transportation in America, I totally agree. It's really
awful.
Horrible.
It's awful. I live in DC and we have metro and that's just
yeah,
so
but
bad.
It's still, yeah.
No, it's awful. Don't know, yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, where's the unsafe?
Alright, safety, transportation, and
honestly, the culture.
Okay.
Which is weird because I'm American, and I felt the most comfortable in Finland, but I can't afford Finland, So I felt super comfortable in Estonia.
Okay.
Yeah, and specifically in Tallinn. That's not to say that if I go to, the smaller villages, I might not receive the same welcome. That's smaller villages. I don't plan on living anywhere that I don't have a system of transportation or super easy walking. Personal preference. But yeah, I really like the feel of Estonia.
Okay.
Yeah. Difficult
Are
topics.
you dating anyone?
No, I just told you I only have one night stands.
Okay. Alright, with Chinese?
With Chinese. Fuck no.
Why not?
One, Chinese men, there's a fetishism that I don't appreciate. So, any Chinese man that talks to me, one, oh, you're a foreigner. Two, you're black. So, black women, they get very wild. They like the penis. They will do anything in bed.
Oh.
One, I've known you for 5 seconds. Shut the fuck up. Two, do you think this is appropriate? And that's happened a couple times. So there's a fetishism here because you don't see a lot of black people that I do not appreciate and I do not like. So I have had sex only with black men. And trust me, it's been lukewarm. Like, first sexual experience was in America with a black guy, classmate.
Okay, interesting.
Less than fantastic. And what's funny is that I'm not actually attracted to black men. Anyway, no, I've never been in a relationship. I would love to be in a relationship. I find them fascinating. Because of outside perspective. I would absolutely love to be in a relationship. I've never been in one. I want to experience it, all the ups and downs and everything in between. But I just haven't found anyone.
Alright, Nina, thank you. And I'm going to ask you one more question.
Go ahead.
Would you ever go to Russia?
I would love to go to Russia. One, I've heard amazing things from my Russian friends about Russia. And I would love to go to St. Petersburg Christmas. Because I hear it's gorgeous. The market there is gorgeous. Unfortunately, I can't go because there's a foreigner there. So I need to look at the foreigner. White foreigner. So I couldn't because of my affiliation to the American government. Personally, just wouldn't feel comfortable going there. But I would love to go to Russia. I want to travel everywhere in the world, and I don't think I should, limit myself from not seeing a country just based on the fact that it's people who might hate me. Maybe I just don't talk to anybody. Maybe I just look at the beautiful sights and, do that.
Okay, well, thank you very much for this interview.
Of course.
It was very interesting.
I super enjoyed it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.